Hi guys, in the last two videos we talked about how cryptography started, how cryptography helps us maintain confidentiality of message we send to other parties through the wire or internet. We also talked about encryption and decryption. If you remember from part 2 of the series, we saw how to encrypt and decrypt messages using a key. If you haven't watched those two videos, I'll put the links below this video so you can watch them before this one. Today, we start talking about what are the different types of keys. Okay, let's get to it. There are two types of keys, or there are two types of encryption and decryption: a symmetric key encryption and asymmetric key encryption. A symmetric key encryption uses one single key that needs to be shared among all participants who are communicating. Unlike symmetric key, the asymmetric key involves two keys, one public key and a private key, right? If I want to send the message to my friend on the other end of the line, somewhere in the world, I will encrypt the message using the public key. My friend on the other end of the line use private key to decrypt that message. But in symmetric key, we both have to use the same key. I have this plain text here. I apply this key, I use this key to this text or this message, and this becomes encrypted text or ciphertext. Now my friend here used the same key to decrypt that message, and it becomes plain text, the original text. This text is in this text are the same. Now imagine if someone gets this key, someone in the middle here gets this key. They viewed our message, right? That's a problem. So symmetric key encryption or symmetric key has a security issue. Why? Because we have to share this key to the person we are communicating over the wire or over the network. There is a problem. Imagine you want to send this same message to 1,000 people here. Now you need to share this key 1,000 times over the internet or over the network. Doing that will have its own problem. What if someone gets that key? Then the message is compromised. So we don't want to do that. So why do we want to use the symmetric key encryption if there is a problem of security, right? Well, it has its own advantage. The asymmetric key has its own advantage too, but those two complement each other. Sometimes we use this one depending on our scenario, depending on our case, right? Use case. Sometimes we use symmetric key, sometimes we use asymmetric key, sometimes we use both. So now, this will be a problem for sharing the key, but how do we solve that problem? We will learn more about that one in the next video also, right? So as we talked about, as we say, the main advantage of symmetric encryption is that it's much faster than asymmetric encryption. So then why do we use the symmetric key? Because it is faster. Imagine we have a large amount of data to send over the wire. We need to encrypt that one. Using asymmetric key will be disadvantaged because it is slow. Symmetric key encryption is faster because it's using the same key to encrypt and decrypt. That is why I use symmetric key for large data. And the most important disadvantage, what is the disadvantage of, as we say here, it's a key management problem. Sending the key, sharing the key among all the participants is a problem. All right, so what are the use cases for using symmetric key? Why do we use symmetric key then? Or what are the areas we need to use symmetric key? For example, one area is financial sector. If you see, you use your credit card, you swipe your credit card, that credit card transaction there would be a large amount of data to be shared to the bank. In that case, they use symmetric key encryption. How do they mitigate the security? They may have a different mechanism to mitigate the security issue of symmetric key, but to encrypt and to send that large amount of credit card data, they use symmetric key. What is the other area? Data at rest. For example, if I want to encrypt my hard disk on my computer, my files are at rest on hard disk on my computer, right? I don't have to use different types of key. I can use symmetric key because it is faster and I don't have to worry about security of sharing that key because it is on my local machine. In that case, I use symmetric key. Next time or next video, we will be learning more about asymmetric key encryption and decryption. Until then, do well, be good, keep learning.